Big Jon Smith, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here and very excited to be sitting here with you two.
Yeah, man. This is like, we've talked about this for working for a business that is about family. What does that Venn diagram look like?
So it's, I'm not really sure what a Venn diagram is, but
The circles, the crossover. Got to hang out at the keg and watch Gracie play for South Carolina.
Yep.
The Gamecocks. I liked how you had a visor and a shirt. That's my favorite part.
I mean, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Proud of the kid, man.
Jon Smith, AD, what would you change?
What we've got to do, and I'll soapbox this for a second, what we've got to do is quit comparing everybody to JB.
The hottest street boys, hottest street boys, hottest street boys. It's the hottest street boys.
Like and subscribe.
What are we talking about?
Well, we have Jon Smith on the show today.
Big John?
Man, it's you're going to be energized, I feel.
Man, he loves those Eagles.
Man, Eags by 90. Like we talked about this with Dr. Joe Paul. He's the biggest Southern Miss fan I know.
Yeah.
I mean, larger than life, and this is a figurative sense, but he's a tall guy too.
Yeah.
But I really want to hear like what his predictions are for the season.
He's going to make a prediction?
Yeah.
Well, that's like a big deal. Because like last time, he made a pretty bold prediction. And
Yeah, he's John Stradamus.
I think we're a top 20 easy program. I think we could be a top 15 program. I think we host a regional and make a run this year.
oh.
Also, I know he's a big family man, works for Yeungling.
Yeah, he's got a young boy that he's raising him right.
Yeah, man. So it's family, football, beer. Those are three really great things. So we're going to sit down and talk with Jon Smith, Eags by 90, after this.
Every day at the plant, when he arrives, he's 6'6" and 245. He's got that look in his eye. He's got the hips. You don't give him no lip. That's Big John.
You got the hips.
John.
245, bro.
Big John. Big John. When you see him on the street, he's talking them things. Ask him what do he brings? He brings Yeunglings. He brings all the Yeunglings. Those are the things he brings. Big John, Big John, Big John, Big Bad John.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie.
My man. I feel like people were just singing happy birthday to me.
Yeah, that was a very elaborate happy birthday.
Thank you.
I didn't know if you got that afterward, like if you had to earn your theme song.
Yeah.
So it's surprising that you get it at the beginning. I was going to gauge this whole thing on whether I got a theme song or not.
Oh, no. You're on the show. You definitely get a theme song.
That was great. Thank you. Maybe the greatest gift I've ever gotten.
We'll cut that as like a ringtone for you.
Please.
You can just
Yeah.
have that
Yep.
if you'd like.
Absolutely.
But, Big Jon Smith, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here. Thank y'all. Love the show and very excited to be sitting here with you two.
Yeah, man. This is like we've talked about this for a while. Getting you on the show, we had El Presidente, permanent president, Dr. Joe Paul. We talked about getting excited for the fall and Southern Miss, and who's a bigger fan of Southern Miss than you? Like, I don't know of anyone.
Booty said I was top 3. Yeah. Booty at the end zone said I was top 3. So I will take that. That means a lot to me. Dr. Paul is probably one. So I'm in good company.
First of all, we'll get to Southern Miss.
Yep.
I just want to know what you do, because we're sipping on these nice Yeungling flights, right? This is what I know you work with Yeungling, but what do you do for Yeungling?
So I basically am really the middleman between the brewery and the state of Mississippi. For lack of better terms, we've got 6 distributors in Mississippi that distribute our beers all throughout the state. So we wear a lot of hats. We run thin at Yeungling by design, and so I wear a lot of hats, from sales to marketing to events to sponsorships, which is it's really good. Teaches you a lot of stuff. Any hats you put on that you're not used to or not familiar with or frankly don't like makes you better.
Yeah.
So, really anything, man. I tell people Dick Yeungling signs my checks. So it's a very, very good place to be.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about it?
Family. The fact that, that can says Yeungling on it. Man, I think a lot of beer drinkers, a lot of people out there would be shocked at just the amount of beers and breweries that weren't owned by Americans anymore.
Right.
And so it's for this to be a private company, for it to be still the Yeungling family, American owned. It's just really, really. It makes you want to get up and go to work every day.
Yeah.
It's so Dick Yeungling still at the helm. He's got 4 daughters. I talked to one of them on the phone a week and a half ago, and it's just sometimes you do it for so long and you forget how special it really is and what you're representing. And you're representing for them. You're representing 193 years and 6 generations of their family, and it's pretty special.
Wow. Yeah.
It's the oldest brewery in America, is it
Yes.
not?
Yep. Oldest brewery in America, started in 1829.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Been through Prohibition, the Great Depression, Civil War, 2 World Wars. Never checked up. They made near beer and ice cream during the Depression.
Really?
I'm sorry, during Prohibition. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do when you can't sell alcohol?
And
That's weird.
it's cool and possible because it's such a quaint, unique little town in kind of East Central PA, and you can just imagine when you go up there. You can imagine what it was like. That there's no telling how much of the percentage of the town that place employed, specifically back then. So that's what they tell. Is it was just something that the Yeunglings had to figure out because they knew if they shut down that was a lot of people's livelihood on the line.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, like you mentioned family. The way I know you is through people I consider family, but we're not actually related, right? We're big fans of the Fallas.
No doubt. No doubt.
And we recently got to hang out at the keg and watch Gracie play for South Carolina, the Gamecocks. I liked how you had a visor and a shirt. That's my favorite part.
I mean, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. I'm proud of the kid, man. If I could get some flip-flops, I'd put those on too.
I like this. Somebody came up to you and was like, what's the football coach's name?
Shane Beamer.
Beamer.
Yeah.
He goes, is Beamer going to get them boys together? And you're like, no idea.
Well, just a big women's soccer fan, man. I don't know.
No clue. I love it, man. Like the energy's so good, and you're a Sacred Heart dad. I mean, you're involved. Were you busy Friday night?
I was busy, man. We got a little. Me and Bella Pini were back at our old post on the chains, little jamboree. We had to do 2 quarters, so they eased us in, which is good for me and Bella Pini.
Yeah. And you got a boy at Sacred Heart, athlete, Pelham P. He's a Hattiesburg celebrity.
The P man.
Yeah. He actually, I might have misspoke, said who's a bigger Southern Miss fan, you or Pelham?
I mean, start him early, raise him right. He was kind of baptized in it. He never really had a choice. I let him pick Tottenham. That's his squad. But
Tottenham.
Everything else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and see, Jamie's an Arsenal guy.
Yeah.
So there's a rivalry that we can
no doubt.
develop over the years.
I saw Man U won today.
Yeah. We beat Liverpool. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
Big deal.
I told P, I said, look, I'm going to give you the Eagles and the Saints and the Braves, and you got to pick the Premier League. So
Yes.
he picked them, and then I said, let's wait. Let's think about this, man. This is a big thing for a young boy. And he came back 2 weeks later. They the blue guys with the chicken? I was like, that's them. He said, yep, Tottenham.
Are they the blue guys with the chicken?
Tough, man.
Oh, we're sending that directly to Tottenham Hotspur. That's hilarious. That's amazing. That's awesome. So, yeah, what's your favorite thing about being let's put it this way. Being in business, but also being a dad and working for a business that is about family.
Yeah.
Is there what does that Venn diagram look like?
So it's, I'm not really sure what a Venn diagram is, but
The circles, the crossover. You know what it is.
man, I was raised on my mom and dad's car lot in McGee, Mississippi, and I washed cars and drove them, and my mom did the paperwork, and my dad bought them and sold them, and so it's all I've ever really known was small business and family ran and the backbone of America. That's what. Look, that's what this place used to be. That's what we used to have. We used to have factories and mills, and that's what you did, and that's what the community was. And so to wrap all that up, it's nice that this place still does something that I've known my whole life. And if you can't have pride in that, man, it's people get up every morning and sell copy machines, and I get to do this. So it's there's something to be said about loving what you do. I'm fortunate, man. I've worked in sports, and I've worked in the beer business. And an old fraternity brother of mine said, "Smith, I think you found your niche." And it's been a really, really great career, full of great people.
Yeah. Yeah, and you feel at home at Yeungling, but you also feel at home at Hattiesburg.
No doubt.
When did Hattiesburg become home?
02. 02, man. It was something. God, I guess I can admit it on this show. Some people know it. So I was going to go to Ole Miss. That's where I was going, and I was going to. I had ACT money to go to Colin first, and I started hanging out the summer between my senior year and my freshman fall of college, and man, I fell in love. Fell in love with Hattiesburg. Fell in love with the campus. Fell in love a little too much with the Sigma Chi house. Still made grades, but it was home immediately, man. And I don't say that lightly. It was. It always has been. My wife's from here. If it wasn't for this place, I wouldn't have met her. Pelham wouldn't be here. And you know, I deep think that stuff sometimes. And life's funny, man. It really is. It's all about your paths, and it's all about the doors you open, the doors you close. And I don't necessarily go through life thinking about that because I don't think you can.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to look back on the things that you decided to do and where they took you, right or wrong. Right, because there's plenty of wrong ones that I've done as well. But it was immediate, and then I left and moved to New Orleans. I needed to get out and kind of break that college student vibe. So I got to New Orleans and, moved back. And I was there for 7-8 years, moved back here in 2014. And it was just, it was like riding a bike. Even better because of every chapter's been great. I've been very blessed in life, but man, this has been, since we've been back in 2014, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been a great ride.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's definitely, I think Hattiesburg and New Orleans are actually more similar than people might give credit, but Hattiesburg's, I love Oxford too, and I felt the pull too, senior year going, Ole Miss looks fun, but Oxford's its own thing, and Hattiesburg is very much its own thing.
Oxford's great. Ole Miss is not. It's kind of like I love Oxford, still do, man. The art, the music, the literature, the square, Ajax. Man, it's. I love the town. Best. I said two things in my life, and they both that stick out regarding school. I said I would never go to Simpson Academy, and I said I would never go to Southern Miss. And I've got a diploma and a degree from both of them, and both of them were two of my best decisions I've made in life.
Yeah. Now you bring up Ole Miss, right? We played them in the Super Regional in baseball. You're a big baseball guy.
I like the way you segued into that. I see.
Yeah, man. Slippery, bro. But people like to say, I've heard you talk about this. People like to say, well, Ole Miss won and they beat us, and that's good for the state. Same thing happened when Mississippi State won. People who were Southern Miss fans cheered for Mississippi State because it's good for the state. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't.
Why?
What's our time limit? So, man, here's the deal. We, as a small school, as a school who does not have SEC money rolling in from Georgia, Alabama, LSU, all those top-level programs with the SEC, we don't have the luxury of riding that. And frankly, that's what a lot of the middle and lower teams in the SEC get to do. They get to build these multi-million-dollar facilities. They get to have an athletic budget in 1 year that, man, we can't sniff for a while. We're on a campaign right now to raise a little over $2 million this year for the Eagle Club. Man, they turn their nose up at that and sniff at it, and that's fine. I love that we've got a chip on our shoulder. I love that we have to scrape and claw and be blue collar and pack our lunch every day. That's what makes this place what it is. But the fact that we're already behind that 8 ball when it comes to recruiting kids to come here, and then we're supposed to cheer for the teams that continue to just shove us down in the dirt, I'm not going to do it. Can't do it. Can't feel good for them. I've got friends that went there that feel about those schools how I feel about Southern Miss, and I'm happy genuinely for those people, 100%, but I'm not going to pull for them. I can't do it, man. Yeah. I can't do it.
I love that. See, that's a winner's attitude. I love that because it's like, I imagine you were an amazing teammate in high school playing sports because I love a teammate who's just like, I don't mess with them. They're not on my team. So nothing, all the best to you. I don't wish you harm.
Right.
But you're not on my team. I don't have to lobby for you.
Man, I could go on all day about where where we're at as a society. And you said it best. There's no ill will there. I just want what's best for what I care about.
Yeah.
And what I spent time and energy and still do. And that's that school right over there, man. Look, I owe everything that I have right now to that school. Like I said earlier, man, if I wouldn't have chosen that school in this town, my life path wouldn't be where it's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's here and I'm as blessed as I am, that's all I know is to pull for that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Now, with athletics, with the school, I mean, the schools, as far as the arts are concerned, are pretty well taken care of. With sports, though, how do we improve our lot in life with Southern Miss? What do you think is the secret sauce that if you could, best case scenario, Jon Smith, AD, what would you change, right? And not talking trash, just what would you change, or what do you think could be improved upon so that we could get to the next level?
So it's funny. My answer would have been completely different last year or even year before that, but it would have still been the same answer. And what I mean by that is I was at practice Saturday at Fanfare. Me and P went. And afterward, we went upstairs, and I look around, and there's Jeremy McClain, right? And there's Brian Morrison, and Dr. Paul speaks, and then Will Hall gets up there and speaks, and it all hit. And I told Coach Hall this. It all hit me that we're here. We're not here like this. We're a long way from the finish line, but we're here. We've started the journey again. Mm-hmm. Like we're walking to the direction that we need to go. That's the Sun Belt's going to be huge for us. It made no sense for us to go from El Paso to Miami to Marshall. And in every sport, and then talk about that we were going broke as an athletic department. Mm-hmm. That was the card we were dealt. But Sunbelt's going to be huge. We'll be able to go to those games. Those fans will be able to come here and spend money in Hattiesburg. It will develop regional rivalries that people care about, mm-hmm. which is all sports is what we were talking about a minute ago, rivalries. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like you. Yeah. You don't like me. Wish you the best, but I hope we kick your tail on the football field or the mm-hmm. baseball or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've lacked for a long time. So as all good things go, with interest comes, in our situation, that. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but energy. Me and Will Taylor have said that 1,000 times since I moved back. Energy. Just where's the energy? Mm-hmm. And I think between those four and many others that I just named, it's coming back, man, and it's going to be fun to see. Buckle up. I've watched this place since the late '90s, got here in the early 2000s, and it's fixing to be fun around here.
Oh yeah, I being a kid here, Bower Ball was so much fun, mm-hmm. and you talked about being at practice. The fact that Coach Hall invited you to practice is huge. The reason I loved it was, my dad did stuff with the band. I got to be on the field. I got to be around the players. And as a kid who never played football, still very excited about the game. And it's the energy. Jamie's talked about this a lot last fall when we weren't having the season we wanted. He's like, man, just the excitement around football when it's going well is amazing. It's like, it's not necessarily, you don't have to be a football fan to appreciate it. And I think a lot of people, especially in our arts community, kind of miss the buck there. It's like, no, this is about the energy. This is this is good for everybody if football does well.
Well, and it's you're exactly right. It's we talked a little bit earlier today about what we were going to talk about, and if you're a business in Hattiesburg and you don't have black and gold out by your business right now, then shame on you. Shame on you. Whichever camera we're looking at, shame on you, especially if you're on the Highway 49 to Hardy to 40th to 4th Street, and they're out there. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's we are one of the premier college towns in the South. We love to say that, and we've got local businesses around here that won't even, and it's easy. It's easy, man. Just support. Just throw a flag out. Stick a few pom-poms in the ground. Put a yard sign out there. People see that. Energy is contagious. And your benefit, if we win 3 games or if we win 10 games, you're still benefiting in the fall. then you're benefiting in the spring. You're benefiting from that athletic department, whether you're a restaurant and a bar or whether you're a bank that's got out-of-towners and they're paying your $3 ATM fee. You are benefiting some way because of this school. This is a college town, and we've got to do a better job as a community of acting like it.
You say attitude's contagious, so is apathy. So let's avoid that, man. Let's really get behind it.
Yeah.
I love it. So here, what we say is that every business should be supporting with black and gold, and everyone knows it. But I want you to tell every camera that everyone knows it. Hit it, John.
Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows
Everyone
it.
knows it.
You know it.
Everyone.
You know it.
A-I-E.
You know it.
It's for you, Coach Hall.
Whew. Heck yeah. All right, so we're going to take a short break after this. More Jon Smith and Southern Miss. Hey, do you think banking should be easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so does Community Bank.
Okay.
They offer the latest technologies in money management, the CB2Go. CB2Go.
CB to go.
It's the letter C, letter B, the number 2, G-O.
Go.
Vamos. It's their mobile app that allows you to deposit checks, send money to friends and family via Zelle, and complete any other day-to-day banking activities on the go. They also offer My Money, a personal finance management tool, text alerts so you can see your latest account activity, and more. Let Community Bank make banking convenient for you. Community Bank, a community you can count on.
CB to go.
Member FDIC.
Equal housing lender.
Crushed it. Yeah, Community Bank. We love Community Bank. We love the app. It's super easy to use. Check it out. Also, you can click the link in our bio if you're on Instagram and go straight to their website. Get your money right. It's time to be thinking about your money. All right, we're not going to comment on the climate of the country or the world, but just be thinking about your money, okay?
Yeah, perfect time to open a new checking account.
Yes, or even savings.
No,
or,
checking. Strictly checking.
Oh, no. Jamie, did you know that there's a food and music festival coming up?
What?
It's the Columbia Food and Music Festival. It'll be held September 3rd in downtown Columbia.
Columbia, Mississippi?
It's not Columbia, the country. It's the city, the town.
It's in Marion County.
Yeah, for sure. The event starts at 11 a.m. and it ends at 8 p.m., so that's good to know. That's a beginning and an end.
Come on.
Things with a beginning and an end, it's comforting.
Yeah. Columbia.
Local musical favorites, Highway 98 will perform while popular food choices like C&K Food Services and Crooked Letter Kitchen will be on hand.
Ooh.
That means they'll be there. It has nothing to do with what their hands look like or where they are. The Columbia Gearheads monthly cruise-in will begin at 5 p.m. Downtown businesses will be open and ready to serve you. For more information, call MCDP at 601-736-6385. That's 601-736-6385. The Columbia Food and Music Festival.
Man,
I like food and music.
I love it all.
And then you make it a festival
Yeah.
in Columbia?
Columbia, Mississippi.
What else are you going to... Yeah, once again, not the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. These are delicious, by the way.
Thank you.
The flights.
I mean, I didn't make them, but thank you.
Yeah, but it's your family though, so it's cool, man. All right, so we were talking. Speaking of family, we were talking about the phallus. Dude, what does that mean for you getting to watch Gracie play on the television?
Well, look, I'll say this. They are very much family, and so I was here. I'd been here for about 2 years, and I was missing New Orleans real bad. And all of a sudden, we moved from the back of the neighborhood to the front of the neighborhood. And I firmly believe that God has a sense of humor, and I believe that He puts people in your life at the right time for the right reason. And all of a sudden, we move right next to that crew. So Joe Fowler is a brother. He's a mentor. The man can do everything. But it's just, I talk to him almost every day, and it's just nice to throw stuff out and just hear how he views it. Just an incredible mentor. And, he's not trying to be, he's not this big mentor type guy. He's just being himself. And so, Julie keeps it all together. I wish I had $1 for every time she looked at us and said, "Y'all so dumb." But
That's a killer Julie impression, actually.
but it's, look, to before talking about Gracie, let me say this. Like, as a parent, I just, hats off to both of them. I strive I strive to get one kid as good as they've gotten 3 kids. You know, it's amazing. It was Grant was already kind of out going to MC when we moved, but I got to watch Gab and Gracie, but really grow up. You know, and I think Gracie was probably 12 when we moved in. Gabby was a few years older, and the fact that you have 3 kids that are that respectful, that productive members of society, all 3 stellar athletes. You know, Grant's just got this dry sense of humor that's hilarious. Gab's the mother hen. I would let her take Pelham on an excursion to Antarctica, no questions. Like, all right, well, y'all have fun, take some pics, you know. And Boobie's just Boobie, dude. Like I've never met anything like it. Like she is. Even when she was still at the Heart, man, and like, you know, this 15, 16, 17, you're like, I've just never seen a motor on a kid. I would hear her car door shut at 5:30 in the morning, leaving to go work out as like a junior and senior in high school. When I was a senior in high school, dude, I was skipping first period and going to McDonald's to get a sausage biscuit. You know, so
there's certainly levels.
So it's just to wrap that, to be blessed and fortunate enough to cross paths on this journey of life with that whole family, and to see those 3 kids, you know, Gab doing her thing at East Central, and you know, I know she's going to go somewhere next. I don't know if it's public or I can say that, so I'm not going to.
Right. No Hardy Street Boys exclusive.
That's
yet.
right. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And then Boobie's just, you know, to be a freshman kid and be out there and just not even bat an eye. You know, I mean, we watched it Thursday night. It was like she had been playing for 4 years, and just got that dog in her, man. And
you want to win?
Let Boobie spin.
Yeah.
Let Boobie spin.
That's such a special relationship. I actually shouted Joe out on the show once because like all this is because of him, man. He seriously like taught me how to, as an adult, like especially like you talk about mentors. You know, you think you don't need a mentor, or maybe some people think they don't need a mentor when they're an adult. Yeah. You know, but you run into somebody. He's just Ron Swanson, bro. Just can fix everything, can do everything, but will never tell you he can unless you ask him. Yep. Like it's rare. It's very rare.
Yeah, man, and I think that, you know, a lot of times we as adults think we've got it all figured out, and we don't. And look, he'll be the first one to tell you that he doesn't, but he knows a heck of a lot more than me. And like I said, man, just to have that big brother to lean on, and you know, to meet him, you know, 5-6 years ago, you know, to meet him that 30-something years old for something like that to be placed in your life is just top notch, you know, just universe stuff that just. It's one of the blessings of living life.
Yeah, definitely happens for a reason too. So we got to watch the South Carolina play Florida State, number one ranked team in the nation. Yep. Right. Gracie looked like she could have been playing college ball for at least 2 years, just crushing it. I thought she was the sharpest player on the field, but I'm somewhat biased. I tried not to be biased. I was like, no, she's legit. But it was cool getting to watch that game at, you know, back of the keg, big TV with you and P. You got to share a lot of collegiate sport moments with P, though. What was this spring like going into regional and super regional?
Man, it was obviously I think the most special season we've had. Just for all of us to be out there together for that atmosphere. Look, do I want to beat Ole Miss at home and go to Omaha? Absolutely. Do I want to not, you know, have a 15-0 2-run series? Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, what we've got to realize is how special it was to have that regional, to come back and win 3 in a row, to beat LSU, to get Ole Miss at home. And look, it's baseball. Like that sport. I was always a football guy. It's the greatest sport on the planet. Like the older I get, the more I love the game of baseball. And I think what happened there was just one of the most consistent teams in the country ran into the hottest team in the country that went ahead and, you know, they didn't lose in that playoff run and went ahead and won a natty, which makes me want to vomit. But, you know, that's why they play them. But it was very special, man. Special to witness it with him. I hope he remembers these things, man. I got to take him to a World Series game and watch the Braves. We've watched a lot of Southern Miss stuff go down, and it's it's so cliche that, I see pictures of like memes and stuff of they think we're just throwing the ball, but it's true. Like he just thinks we're going to watch baseball or football or going on a road trip. And for me, man, I'm making lasting memories of a lifetime with a kid. And it going back to Coach Hall, and inviting us to those practices, man, I was a frat rat. Coach Hall didn't have to invite me. And I'll say this about that man. He's the real deal. He is as genuine as they come. He practices what he preaches. And above a football coach, that dude's become a friend. And it's just really, really cool to watch him. And you talk about somebody that is just infectious with a personality. But to bring us out, to have us at practice, man, he's selling. He's selling without selling. It's the art of building something special, right? He's just doing the right thing and trying to create, again, energy. And all of a sudden, I'm out there with Pelham, and Pelham's not walking around wearing other school stuff. He's an Eagle. It's just all he's known ever and all he will ever know because of people like that. And what's even more special is I get out there and you got Charlie Wallace and Sarah Catherine and little Charlie and Cam, and you got Jeremy Vance and little Jeremy, and there's kids everywhere. But more than that, dude, is, man, we got these D1 athletes that are just, man, I've never seen a football team treat kids that way. And as a parent, dude, you can't ask for anything else. It's because I want him to see it. And so the fact that they acknowledge him and they're dapping him up, and he busted his head open at practice, and it was a whole deal. We had to get trainers, and Frank Gore's asking about Pelham, and it's just the genuineness of Will Hall. Leaders lead, and if it starts at the top, whether good or bad, it usually matriculates down through the system, and you can just see through that program. And look, I told him the other day, this is going to sound crazy to some people, but man, I forget the wins and losses. Like they'll come, the culture, man. The culture it's amazing to see what that man has been able to do in less than 2 years. It's just the buy-in of that team, the way they carry themselves, the respect level they have, and the fact that they can turn around and talk to 4, 5, 6-year-old kids out there without, we took probably 5 pictures out there Saturday. Every one of those kids had this huge smile on their face with P. And to me, that they could have easily just been, body language, man.
Yeah.
And it's a testament to him, man. I'm so excited to watch the growth of this program under that man. He's the real deal.
Well, I get excited hearing you talk about that. Like, this is a secondhand experience for like me and Jamie. Just going like, yeah, it makes you feel good. It sounds like he's doing what I think Coach Barry has done for so long. Yep. What does Coach Barry do right? What other than I know that there are similarities, and I know Coach Barry's just an awesome, approachable guy. He doesn't really have a reason to like be nice to me other than he thinks he should just be nice to people.
Yep.
Like what has he been doing right that we could maybe learn from?
Everything. I mean, you said it. He's man. It's so much bigger than sports. We love sports. Sports are what really drives us as Americans and human beings, all the way back to the gladiators of ancient Rome, right? It's always been somebody entertaining the masses. Like it's just human nature. And so we love sports, man, and we love when our team wins. But more than that, man, it's about creating men and productive members of society. And I think when you've got a coach like Will Hall or Scott Berry that practices that as much as they preach that, then it matriculates down through that program and down through the fan base. Yeah, winning helps, man. It always does. But, man, look, I'll say the same thing about Coach Barry. They don't come any better. And it's you see that play, you see that attitude and that mentality and that respect start to bleed over on a field of play. And I think that both of them are on the same level. I hope Coach Hall's here for 13 years like Coach Barry's been, because he has built an empire. And there's nothing better than being out there on a spring day and watching that crew work.
El Presidente was telling us about, sometimes we've been viewed as like a stepping stone college or school. But man, if you get to make it your own way, if you find the right person, they should be excited to stay here long term.
Yeah, and look, everybody's different. I think some of it comes down to big fish in a small pond, small fish in a big pond, and who knows? It's what we've got to do, and I'll soapbox this for a second. What we've got to do is quit comparing everybody to JB. Mm-hmm. Bauer was a great coach. He was incredible. He built this thing.
Yeah.
But everybody's different. Every coach is different. Every situation's different. We still got people mad at Todd Monken for taking an offensive coordinator job in the NFL. That man's going. He's going. He's going to coach in the NFL, guys. He's a football coach.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. We should be happy for that guy. We've got to quit looking. Look, there's a reason that the windshield's this size and the rearview mirror's this size, and we've got to rip that thing off and throw it out the window, and then quit worrying about the future. We're, like I said earlier, we're there. It's not the finish line, but it's the starting line. We're there.
I've never heard that before. There's a reason the windshield's this big. I love that. Yeah. I'm stealing that.
That's a Yeungling saying.
Oh, okay.
True story. True story.
Dude, that's killer, man. Okay, what are your predictions for the fall? What do you think? Now, we said wins and losses don't matter. We all agree.
Correct.
Hearts and minds. We're excited about the rivalries and the I'm excited about I want to go to Lafayette. I want to go to Ooh La La and watch that because the tailgating's ridiculous.
Yep.
You care about those games. What do you think happens? What does this season look like? Do we get to a bowl game?
Eags by 90 is the only projection we need, baby. All right?
Is that a shirt yet? Eags by 90?
Should be.
Okay.
Should be. Yes, it is. I think Attack Eagles on Twitter sells them. Shameless plug for him. But look, I'll give you one because I know you love predictions, and because I'm 1 for 1 with you on predictions.
That's right.
So we win seven ball games. We go to a bowl game.
Woo!
We play an old CUSA opponent and beat them by 17 points.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. Because I interviewed you it was about like Pelham's kindergarten class. And I was like kind of sneakily going like, all right, hey, what's the future for Baseburg? And you called it.
Gotta have faith, man.
Eerily close.
Gotta have faith.
Okay,
Top 20 program.
We're going to beat an old CUSA opponent by 17 in a bowl game.
Correct.
If that happens, you're
just call me Biff, man.
It's a bold prediction.
I think the other thing I've heard is John Stradamus. would be your name for sure, man. That's so cool, man. Well, honestly, I think the fall is going to be a fun time. Why should people get season tickets to the football games?
Why not? It's a college town. This is what we do. Look, there's nothing worse than showing up when everybody else is showing up. All right? Mm-hmm. It's 3 hours on beautiful Saturdays. Take your family, take your kids, watch the Eags, just enjoy the environment. It's college football, man. There's smoke going from the grills, there's cold beer, and there's football on the field, man. I'm telling you, get behind this man and get behind this program, or you're going to be left behind because it's happening, and it's going to happen fast.
Man, there's nothing. Dude, you got a lot of good sayings. Nothing worse than showing up when everybody else is showing up.
Yeah.
Like I felt that way about baseball. With the regional and the super regional, if you have season tickets, you're guaranteed 2 regional tickets too. So it makes more sense. And then going into give me a prediction for this coming spring because we didn't lose anybody really, did we?
We lost a couple, and I will not get into the NIL discussion on the podcast, or we'll go all night. But we lost a pitcher. We lost somebody that wore C on their shirt as a senior that left, and that kind of the captain means something to me. Mm-hmm. So that one bugged me a little bit. But no, but the main piece that we lost was Gabe. Mm-hmm. Was Gabe, as far as just the old man out there being the leader. But I feel good about the same type of prediction. I'm telling you this, that one day it's all going to work and the baseball guys are going to shine and we're going back to Nebraska. Mm-hmm. Whether that's next year or not, I don't too early, but we just flirt with it and flirt with it and flirt with it. And one day they're going to shine down on us. And it's not going to be that long either, I don't think.
Yeah. All right, elevator pitch. Why Do You Love Southern? Why Do You Love Hattiesburg? And then we're going to close it out with a
Beautiful.
song.
Man, it's everything that's got me where I'm at in life. It's two decisions as far as a university in a town that I made on my journey and my road that allowed me to meet some of my best friends, people that are like family to me, my wife, my family, my son. There would probably be other friends and another wife and another kid if I would have gone another route, but I wouldn't want to know them.
Beautiful, man. Everyone, Jon Smith, Eags by Mother 90.
Let's go.
All right, Jamie, hit us with a song, man.
Yeah.
Eags by 90.
Eags by 90.
Eags by 90. You heard it here first.
Eags by 90.
Eags by 90, by 90. You better
man.
find
I'm
something.
having another beer.
Come on.
Find this. Shout it out. Yeah. We're going to the Sun Belt. You know it's the Fun Belt. A whole lot of energy.
Eags by 90.
Eags by 90.
Eags by 90.
Top, we don't stop, we don't stop. To the top, we don't stop, we don't stop. To the top. Let the beat drop. Here we go.